All right, guys, welcome back to the Wheelhouse Podcast. Today we have Rennie, a regular, Clinton, and you guy, but he's a Barca fan. That is the only problem I have with him. And I'm going to preview Champions League quarterfinals. I don't know where you all want to start, or you want to start with the play game first or the small game first.
What's the big game? The small game. Barca?
The Barca game is the small game.
Nah, that would be game. But I heard that is a small game.
That's a small game because,
Always selected, oh?
yeah.
So
Okay, let me ask you, what is the small game?
PSG against Aston Villa?
I mean, it kind of PSG and Aston Villa kind of.
No.
I mean, PSG, yeah, they're playing. Okay, I guess we'll start there. We'll go with the PSG first.
All right. PSG, I mean, Aston Villa is like the underdog, sorry, or the UCL, but I find the playing magical football. I don't see them beating PSG because to me, PSG is the best team in the Champions League right now. That's why I wanted to leave it for last. Yeah, well, what do you think? Yeah, she's the best team in the Champions League, and yeah, well, like, that's my take. They play, they just fluid. They play the most fluid football to me.
So Barca is the best team?
Let's know you get to okay. What PSG do to convince you of that? Just the way that they're playing open, they're playing freely, they're defending well. I mean, I don't think it have a more fluid attack than them. Really? Yeah. So they play Liverpool in Euro 16. They dominated them in France, and they came to Liverpool and overcame a deficit and went on. And the knockout before that, who they play before that? I can't remember. Somebody to play before that. But before that, what hard teams them play? They didn't play any hard teams, but they grew. And to me, in Champions League, you just have to grow to win the competition. You doesn't just start good and you go throw the balls on us.
Based on what you're saying, right? Barcelona.
Hey, hold on.
Maybe
Hold on. We're not talking about Barcelona.
We'll reach that.
I just
I
asked
agree
you
with that.
if you think
I agree with that.
if you can see Aston Villa doing something special against.
No.
You're going to walk over that. So that's why it's the easiest game. Not necessarily. The reason I said that is, we have a point to prove. We go back to PSG. Aston Villa is an easy team for them, but come on. We will come and try to be attack patient. My thing is PSG will walk over them. I agree even PSG probably best team at the moment. Like watching midfield cooking up proper midfield in terms of experience and youth. Neves, Ruiz, Vitina. You need midfield. You're talking about Barca. Pedri's the only man in the can't hold them there, but we're moving on, come back to that. The attack, them really on form. Barca wish they had that them already. No. Barca wish they had that them already on time. Right? And the defense, defense reasonable. And they have done a winding back. He does make mistakes every now and again, but I could see he's still a very top goalkeeper. So overall, PSG is that team in the Champions League.
And I would add, Unai Emery is a tournament manager.
Yes.
He's not like a league manager. He's like,
She's a tournament manager, right? Well, he win
Europa Leagues.
That's that team. Come.
Barca was crazy but I think Europa League some seasons ago. Barca Europa League some seasons ago. We was in it, but we didn't really want to win life the way we win.
I'm not quite for their life in Europa League.
That way we was done up. Then we don't talk about Barcelona now. Till we every for the Rennie. You didn't say anything so far. What you think about the PSG Aston Villa? I honestly I think that might be one of the more competitive games. I think Aston Villa has something to prove. I see every has something to prove. In terms of the attack, it'll be a tough game. I think Asensio playing well, Rashford also has something to prove as well. With regards to PSG, that front three rotation, that's something they can't mark just 1 minute they marking the belly on the left, next minute he through the middle, next attack on the right side, and we have three very quick, very skillful players on top, so that's something that could cause Aston Villa some problems. I think that's definitely that'll be a game that'll be won in the midfield. As much as people would like to be, it will be won through the attack. It'll be a very tough game for midfield on both teams, but to be honest, as we all say, we see PSG coming out of that.
Well, what do you want to move on to now? I mean, we don't have any Bayern fans or Inter fans here right now, but I mean, we could both appreciate the two good teams. And I think that is like the one that often here that nobody really know who going to come out on top of it. Inter on the day could be on the level and Bayern Munich, same thing. I think the Bayern beats Inter in the group stage. And yeah, who is he going on top of them?
Yeah.
Inter.
I feel like there's a toss up. Like, go the other way. It's
I think I can go away, but
pick a clear winner and say, yeah, like that. That's it. Between the two.
I go in Inter because I'm Inzaghi. Coach-wise.
Coach-wise.
My experience.
This is set up way that it just sets up their team. I think you probably will have difficulty dealing with that. But, you know the potential and capability that Bayern has, especially in a competition like this. So it's not something that, as you say, you can't rule them out. But I just think Inter might edge them. I think Inter, as well as Aston Villa, definitely 2 underdog teams. You see everybody talking about the PSG and the Real and the Barca, but nobody really talking about Aston Villa and the type. Those are the teams that just pop up in a final.
True. That's true. Well, Clinton, if I come to you and say, yeah, I just give you $100, just go and make a bet and shit, but by after bet Daggy, I'm going to go shoot.
I think they have more experience at the later stage implementation. So that will kind of help them.
Yeah.
Plus the attack. Yeah, that was shot. And that Kane only day could be good, but then it could be good, but I see I don't really want to go too much into that because for me, Harry Kane is not up there.
That's our next episode. Yeah, that's our next episode.
Yeah. So it all depends. If he only there, he could be dangerous.
Yeah, but I would ask you this though. Lewandowski, okay? Right now, on the whole.
That's not a question. Lewandowski every day.
Anyway, there's our next episode. Oh, you don't understand the answer?
Lewandowski and Harry Kane.
I boy.
Nah. That guy Lewandowski.
Okay, overall, yeah, Lewandowski, but if you're a bigger striker,
Lewandowski.
I mean, anyway, I must put out a garbage, bro.
I mean, we decided anything. I mean, the last is Lewandowski over Kane currently. Today, yesterday, tomorrow, it doesn't matter.
3 years ago, sure, but not today.
Why is it that?
Lewandowski in the old age at this moment.
Yeah.
He's struggling right about now. All I need him the most at the moment. I fall him off at the moment.
That's all that. He's a more potent striker than Harry Kane. Let me ask you a question concerning Harry Kane, right? Any big moments, he does produce?
He hasn't had much big moments.
No way.
In Norwich, yeah.
But we're dealing with the big moments that he has played in. Bigger examples? Euro final, Champions League final. I don't talk about an injury and come back as no playing. So, what are going off with Harry Kane in particular?
At the moment, in my personal opinion, Harry Kane is a better striker in terms of his natural play. He's more fluid in the game at the moment. He got much back in terms of building up the play. Lewandowski does it as well. But at the moment, Kane better overall. In the past, I've always given hands down Lewandowski. 5 years ago, Lewandowski handled us. Now, Lewandowski.
Old right now.
Overall? Well, Lewandowski older. He's been this much longer. That's not really fun. You can't say that.
Hey, boy.
Inter? Yeah.
Bayern, Inter. I really don't know, but I just say Bayern. Just to level it off now. But we're moving on to the Barcelona. Well, the Clinton versus Dortmund because you can't get more Barcelona than Clinton for sure. Entering Naldo, to me, there is the battle of the youths, really. Minus the whole segment we have with Barcelona just now. And the few older players in Dortmund, to me, these make differences in these teams. Who you see going through? And who you think going to go through between Barcelona and Dortmund?
This one I no long talk. Barca, it's too easy. Dortmund ain't ready for that yet. I have youths all along, but Barca have youths too.
But they can see upset?
Nah. Can't see no upset in that. I mean, they're all upset in that. Barca deserve to go home.
I mean, they did beat them last season.
That was last.
And we played them this season. Yeah, we played them this season.
That we come back and
Yeah, that will we come back and win.
Yamal and I care, Dortmund holding them, Yamal, or Afina, and Pedri and dominate the midfield easily. So, I just me.
Now, do you?
Yeah, I think it is Barca, but I feel like the game will be a lot closer than people assume. The last time we played them this season, it ended up 3-2.
Mm-hmm.
We had to come from compact to win it. I think it is Dani Olmo will be the most important player in this game, for sure. He's the player from who picks up the half spaces, and he gets like a lot of the chances to finish it. So if it is your luck, he almost always on his score sheets. People will talk about Pedri, they'll talk about Rafinha, etc. But Olmo is really the one who tends to settle the news.
Alright. Rennie, hold on.
Right?
Get there. Rennie.
Yeah, no, I do think it'll be a walk in the park game. I think Dortmund usually beat themselves. I'd say that. I think Dortmund is definitely their own worst enemy. I think this game it requires like individual performance. Like at the end of the game, it's see this player, he made a difference. So for me, based on what I've seen so far this season, Pedri has been that player. I think if you take up Pedri or the side now, Barca don't perform the way that they do. So I think definitely it'll be Barca, but I think it'll be because of it.
And Clinton, to you know, and I just adding this on. To me, if you all win this game, it will bring back a certain level of Barca back in Europe. Saying, yeah, we back here and we're gonna fight for Champions League again.
I don't agree with that.
Why you don't agree with that?
That's it's too easy.
Why mean it's too easy? And
The opponent.
Dortmund have nothing to play for in the league, so they go and put all eggs in this basket.
Nah.
And they go and come
If
secure.
you're saying that, like we say we beat Dortmund and we bounce up Bayern Munich or Inter, that would support what you're saying. I think Dortmund easy. Dortmund easy. Walk in the park.
So Dortmund walking by Bayern. Let me Bayern Barca.
Let me
What's the scoreline for you? Let me hear your scoreline.
Dortmund?
Yeah.
for the Dortmund. The two legs,
Over the two legs, the aggregate scoreline.
6-2. Or give me 6-1. You see any kind of numbers we play now? So wow, that illusional. I'm asking a question. Me strain 2 seconds. How much Bayern Munich get?
How much they get?
Yeah, when we play them, yeah.
Now you'll be them good. I remember what was like 5 or something. What?
One game, eh? This wasn't 2 legs. One game. How much Real Madrid get? Not Champions League. We're talking about the big teams.
What this is Champions League we are talking
I'm
about?
just trying to show him something.
Okay.
He's saying 6-2 against Dortmund and 2 legs is delusional.
No, but there's Champions League quarterfinals. This is a different. Yes, it does matter. These things are factors.
Then they're not walking back. Walking back. 6-2. And the lucky the score too.
You saying the lucky that this Barca team has been leaking goals there.
I know.
This Barca team,
But once we establish, if you understand how we play, once we establish a lead, very rare we just collapse. Most of the time when our team score, is because we coming from behind. Or we let one in. One mistake. From the same high line you're talking about.
it's not just the highlight, it's Chesney. It's but Barca.
Now, but I find from since he dropped
Pena.
and he start Chesney after, I can't remember what game it was. I think it was the Benfica game. I don't know. Chesney like he was going mad in that game. Right? He make real mistake in that game. But since then, how many mistakes he really make? I find his performance has improved after that game. So if you're talking before, I agree. Yeah, but since then to now, I think he get comfortable and he not really making no certain mistakes like before. So that is why I'm saying that.
But yeah, folks, what happened was, from the last video, we lost the audio. And I couldn't get everybody to come back and do the end of the video. So I have my good friend, Leo of the Interception, here with me to talk about the Arsenal versus Real Madrid. And I say Arsenal first only because they playing home first. We're watching our Madrid game right now, trying to be real authentic. Leo, I wanna ask you, who is he going through, and what are like the big factors that you see going into the tie?
Okay, very positionally. First of all, I'm not an Arsenal fan, eh? You just call me here because I have real ball knowledge. But to answer the first question, who I see going through, I'll say Real Madrid, obviously. I don't think Arsenal have the experience that you need to get past Real Madrid at this stage in the Champions League. Obviously, they are the masters of the tournament. And even though it's a dysfunctional Real side or one that do have like all the experience of before, they still have it within their DNA. I mean, they're the defending champions. So they have what's in them. I think Arsenal's still kind of green. They've been doing well in the Premier League for the past few years, getting experience, but have they won it? No. All right. So we expect them to come on in the Champions League just so, you know what I mean? It's a different kettle of fish in itself. So I think it's really experience that will outdo Arsenal in this this tie.
So what was it like the scoreline for the first game? Yeah, we just do the first game and analyze it because if Arsenal playing in the Emirates.
Well, I was going to tell you before we wrap up, although I think Real will go through, don't underestimate Arsenal.
No.
They have quality in the squad and they could catch you off. And to tie into my prediction for the first leg, I'll actually say I think probably 2-2.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing too.
I think they would draw it early and then get licks in Spain.
Yeah. But yeah, and that's it, guys. That is our hey, that is our. Oh my gosh, my head gone.
Preview.
That's our preview of the Champions League quarterfinals. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't watch no face with the two videos being connected.
There's nothing that.
Yeah, what? I tell them from the beginning.
Oh, okay. Hey.
So yeah, guys. We were doing a watch along for the Arsenal Real Madrid game, obviously. Yeah. Look out for that soon.